from the Healing Couple. In light of everything that's been going on in the world, I just thought they'd be the perfect person to come on and share some light with us and make us feel good. And yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. Welcome to the show once again.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
It's really good to be back. And I think, like you said, this is just a perfect time to reconnect and bring a little bit of lightness to what's going on right now.
Yeah, totally. So I would love just like a little reminder of just like who you are, what you do, and what you're about, so we can all.
Yeah, so we're Cory and Jess, and we're the Healing Couple. And we came together as the Healing Couple because Cory is a naturopathic physician. I'm a yoga and meditation teacher. And we realized that we need to come together to bring together our different gifts, our different backgrounds, to help people really heal from the inside out. So we really help people who are change makers, people who are really motivated, who want to shift their lives in a powerful way, to really let go of the emotions and the mindsets that can be stuck in our body, and be able to really free ourselves, liberate ourselves from that, and heal from the inside out, so that together we can all heal the world. Because when we heal on an individual level, that heals the planet.
Yeah, totally. I couldn't agree with that anymore, honestly.
Yeah.
So we're talking about immunity right now. That's like fresh on everyone's mind. We're in the middle of the 11 days of immune support, which I know you guys are doing too, which is awesome. And so I know you guys both have kind of different perspectives of immunity, one from like a mindset perspective, and then one from just like an actual physical, what immunity is in your body. And so I'd kind of like to go, Jessica, into like the mindset first. Like, what does immunity mean to you in that way, and how can we best kind of like support our immunity and our immune system through our mindset, our thoughts, and our stress levels?
Yeah, immunity on a mindset level. Our thoughts and our emotions, like I said, are stored in our body. So when we are constantly thinking negative thoughts, that's what we become, literally. So when we can shift those thoughts into more positive ones, more healthy ones, that's who we become. And especially in times like this, where there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of panic and anxiety and worry, there's a lot of unknown right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people, what I'm feeling is there's just so much going on in the mind. We're so stuck in our minds right now. And when we stay there, that affects our body. We're storing all that in the body, and stress does a lot to us, over time. And stress overall, like, just stress can be good. Stress can actually be a very good thing because it helps to motivate us.
Right.
But when we are stressed over long periods of time, that's chronic stress. And then that is what affects all kinds of other health issues. It increases our inflammation, and Cory can definitely talk about this as well. But it just leads to a whole host of other things. So from a mindset perspective, when we can really take care and take a step back and notice what kind of thoughts am I having right now? How do I feel in my body right now?
Yeah.
Really connect back, take a couple of deep breaths, be able to shift the mind into a more calm state. And we'll go through a little bit more about the breath, later on in this interview, to really, because if you're like, okay, like that sounds great, but like, how do I shift those negative thoughts? We'll guide you through a little practice to do that.
Cool. Yeah. And even, you talk about like chronic stress. I think that could even be like, I think when we think of chronic, we think it could last, it's like 2 years and then it's chronic. But in my mind, I think that chronic could be even like, if you're spending an entire week just totally stressed the whole time, freaking out, at the end of that week, that could feel like a whole year of being stressed, grinding your teeth, not sleeping. Like that could have so much damage on your body, just in the sense of like being kind of stressed for a whole year. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so we're all in that like state. And I forgot to ask you guys, but how are you guys doing right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say that like initially a couple weeks ago, because I'm a naturopathic physician, just hearing the whispers about the coronavirus or COVID-19, we were pretty concerned about it because we didn't know how it was going to impact the United States population. And so for me, like getting the influx of calls and information or people requesting information from me was pretty intense. It was something that I wasn't used to. And honestly, there is a lot of misinformation out here.
Yeah.
All those people going and buying toilet paper, coronavirus does not cause diarrhea.
Is that why people are buying toilet paper?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know the
Wow.
direct link, but apparently there was a couple Instagram accounts that were either health and wellness related, or maybe it was a physician, and they listed out like diarrhea as a main symptom. So that is a majority of the reason why we don't have any toilet paper right now.
Oh my God, that makes so much more sense than all the other reasons I was thinking about. I was like, I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like speechless. I'm just like, oh my God, I can't. So how have you felt that it's moved like in your clinic now that it's kind of settled? It's not like fully settled right now, but I think that people are more accepting of what's going on. Whereas I think a lot of people were in denial for a long time, and now we're kind of in the acceptance stage. In your opinion, do you think it's going to get worse before it gets better? Like, how are you feeling navigating?
Yeah. I mean, like it is a very sensitive subject because really who we're trying to protect right now is our vulnerable population.
Right.
So that is the people that are immune compromised, which is great, why we can talk about immunity today, as well as the elderly. And the thing about the coronavirus is that it's really easy for it to be transmitted. It's very easy to catch, but a lot of people don't even know they have it.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to infect about 90 to 95 million people, and that's the low estimate in the United States.
Wow.
So at least a third of the population is going to be infected over the next couple of weeks, regardless of whether we quarantine or don't quarantine. But the problem is a lot of people don't even know they're sick.
Right.
And children that are under the age of 5 actually have almost no symptoms. So that's why a lot of schools have been closed lately, is because kids can tend to are carriers. So they'll go home, or maybe they're on an extended break now, and then they'll want to go see grandma or grandpa, or maybe their aunt or uncle that's not doing so well, that has some respiratory issues or immune issues. They hug them, transfer the coronavirus, and then you end up with, a patient that needs critical care or is in a really serious situation. So it's more or less about the transmission of the virus rather than how dangerous it is to the healthy population.
Yeah. Well, and how beautiful is it though that like as a whole now we are all beginning to actually care about one another, in the sense of like, hey, we care about the vulnerable population, like, hey, let's open the grocery stores an hour early so that people over 60 can get groceries before all the madness starts, right? Like, I think this is such a beautiful example of the humanity that is still left within us as a society, that I think that, of course, we can focus on like the people selling out ammunition at the gun stores, or we could focus on the fact that like all of this is happening so that we can take care of the people that are the most vulnerable. And that is giving me personally like so much hope right now. Like, I'm smiling so much today. I just feel really happy because I feel like there's change happening, and we have needed so much freaking change for so long. And I knew that it was going to, even with the last election, I was like, look, like things have been going downhill and now they're going to crash and burn, which is a good thing because this means that we'll change. This means that we'll wake the fuck up to like what's going on and the fact that we need to take care of each other. And, for a living, that's what we do, right? Like the three of us, we take care of people and each other. That's our passion, is to help heal people. But a majority of people haven't been taught that, right? We live in a survival of the fittest kind of society. So this is refreshing and it's awesome. And how's it been going? Like as the healing couple, are you guys like feeling good and confident? Like, how's that going?
Well, speaking of mindset, which we talked about in the beginning, like what you just shared is such a beautiful example of really shifting the mindset. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on all the things that are going wrong and like, oh my gosh, human beings are selfish and they're buying all this toilet paper and they're reselling it online and jacking
for $40.
up prices.
I've seen it for $40.
If you break that down per sheet, that's pretty expensive.
So we can focus on that, or we can focus on the things that you were talking about.
Yeah.
The humanity that's really being shown, and the goodness in so many people, and seeing how people are really coming together in a lot of ways, even though we're social distancing, how we can actually really connect on a deep level.
Totally.
And yeah, so I love that perspective. And as far as how we're doing, like, we're also seeing in a very similar light where, what if all of this needed to happen?
Yeah.
You know, what if this is exactly what we needed as a planet, right? To like really take a look at ourselves, take a look at society, how things are working currently in the world. And that the coronavirus is like sending a message.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a radical shift in perspective, mindset, gratitude. Like something as simple as going to the grocery store. People are like, oh my God, I'm not going to have food. That's something that we never think about not having in this country. And so, yeah, I agree with you. It's just a radical shift, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We are too. So as the healing couple, we've just taken this time as an opportunity to pivot, to find possibilities, right? Things that we maybe weren't having to do before. We do a lot of in-person stuff. We do a lot of in-person sessions and events and classes, workshops. And we've had to just take this on and say, okay, like, rather than feeling stuck and panicking about it, like, what are we going to do? We get to create new possibilities. We're moving some stuff online. I have a yoga class every Saturday morning at Sunset Cliffs right out by the ocean. And of course, it breaks my heart that I can't be out there and teach to so many people. Okay, how can we pivot? Let's move this virtually, live stream this. And we're doing it for a lot of other things as well. So that, I mean, in general, I would say that that's how we're doing. And it's not to say that there's moments where we do get worried or there's fear that comes up. We're all human beings, right?
It's there. It lingers.
Totally. Yeah. We're coming from this place of like, oh yeah, like we're not affected by this, and like we're totally great. Like it's there. We're human, and what do we do about it?
Right. Well, and I think the beautiful part too is like, this is such an opportunity to streamline your online business, where and same for me, like I spend 60 to 70% of my time in person with clients. And now that I can't do that, all of these excuses of like, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to fix this on my website. I don't have time. I'm like, oh my God, I have all the time. Now I can do it. Yeah.
And for us too, because we are breathwork facilitators and we help people heal through the power of the breath. Right now, we need to breathe more than ever.
Oh yeah.
We need to breathe more than ever, right? Because usually when we're fearful and we're full of anxiety, a lot of times we're either like breathing super shallow up in our chest, or we're holding our breath and we're not breathing at all.
Right.
This is a time for us to really step up ourselves. We realize we have a very big responsibility to help guide people to come back to their breath. That's the most important thing that we have.
Well, and I think this is what we've been waiting for too. Like as facilitators, as teachers, we've been waiting for people to have the time to pay attention to this. And now we have the time, we have attention, we have all the things. And so now it's our opportunity to step up now, which I think is really beautiful too. So Cory, going back to the immunity, I want to hear from your naturopathic doctor's perspective, what we can do, simple things that we can do, but also maybe that we haven't heard of before, and things that we may have in our kitchen now, simple things day to day, anything you got to kind of like boost our immunity, make us feel a little safer and stronger in our own bodies so that we can like confidently kind of move through this and protect ourselves in the process.
Yeah, I would say the number one like killer of your immunity right now is stress. If you are in a chronically stressed out state where your hormone levels are off, or there's a hormone called cortisol, which manages your stress levels. If your cortisol is chronically high, it depletes your immune system, give or take like 50%. And some simple tips, some simple ways to really tackle that from an immune perspective is keep some of your habits. Like, I get it. You can't like meet up with your friends. You can't go to the movies. You can't necessarily go to the beach or be around large crowds, but like make sure that you're waking up at the same time and going to sleep at the same time and getting restful sleep as best that you can. And the small little things that you usually do for yourself, continue to do those, because our body is really automatic in a lot of ways, and it's conditioned. So if you are reacting to the COVID-19, so, a normal day for you might be wake up at 7 o'clock, make your coffee, get your breakfast ready, read, like check out a blog post. And now you're like getting up, grabbing your phone and like checking out, oh my God, what is the next thing I'm going to be freaking out about? Right?
Guilty. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you're, instead of being in a proactive state, you're reacting to your environment.
From the beginning, the second you wake
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. And so not only is your body fighting a potential coronavirus, it's also dealing with this extra added stress. So I'd say habits is number
Okay.
one. So stick to your habits. Number two for me is, from more of a physician side, like with any type of virus, you want to boost what's called your natural killer cells.
Okay.
It's a type of immune cell that essentially kills everything. That's why they call them natural killers. Like they will destroy viruses, parasites, bacteria, you name it. And depending on your natural killer cell count, that's really a key indication on how easy it is for you to get sick. So some of the easy ways to boost your natural killer cells is vitamin A.
Okay.
Vitamin A is one of the strongest immune boosting vitamins that I know of. Most people know it because of like maybe carrots or carotenoids. And I recommend doing a liquid version over the gel caps. And so there's a couple different types of vitamin A, but the liposomal form in liquid is best.
Okay.
Secondarily, I'd get a hold of some vitamin C. Vitamin
Okay.
C is immune stimulatory, as well as it helps the liver release a lot of excess toxins. And so when you can get sick or get viruses, you want to make sure those pathways are open. And then lastly, I would say something which you probably haven't heard of is boost your stomach acid. So most of the ways that we actually do get sick is by consuming food or touching our mouth or getting exposed through our mouth.
Yeah.
And so with the coronavirus right now, people are saying like, wash your hands, don't touch your face. Why they're saying that is because they don't want you to transfer it into your mouth. So one way that you can help eliminate the possibility of getting the coronavirus really is by boosting your stomach acid levels. And one of the easiest ways to do that is apple cider vinegar. I don't know if you've ever recommended that before.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah. Just doing some apple cider vinegar, like depending on what you can tolerate, like maybe a half teaspoon to a teaspoon and about 5 ounces of water.
Okay.
You just drink that first thing in the morning. And I'd recommend actually drinking that before each meal. Helps boost your stomach acid levels and prevent the virus from replicating. Because if you can kill it in the stomach, it's not going to get to the rest of your body. So
that is such good information. Honestly, it's so simple. It's so good. What about getting vitamin A and C from food sources?
Yeah, you probably know a little bit more about that than me. Foods that are high in vitamin A. Do you know? I mean, obviously carrots.
I'm literally drinking carrot juice right now. Spinach, right?
Spinach is good and high in vitamin A.
Dark leafy greens. Yeah. I'll actually below this, I'll leave a whole list of all of the foods you can get from vitamin A. But would you say that it's better to get these sources through foods or through supplementation?
It depends. I mean, like right now, it is a little bit more difficult to get access to produce. I mean, like our local grocery store has been wiped out.
With that, have you guys heard of all the CSA boxes that are popping up? No. Okay, so this is all the information I'll leave down here too. So farms like JR Organics, like lots of the farms that are at the farmers markets are now doing CSA boxes, which is basically like, go to their website, you pick out how big of a box that you want, and they'll send you fruits and vegetables to your door, which is awesome. Wow. And if you're listening to this anywhere else in the country, I'm sure that it's the same thing. It's always kind of summer here, so we're lucky with produce because we get a lot of it all the time. But also there's another thing called Market Box SD. That is basically this company that just popped up last week because they were freaked out about the farmers markets being shut down. And there's this on this website, you can literally shop at the farmers market. They'll put together a box for you and deliver it in 7 days.
Wow.
So you can still get your like plant-based cheeses and your bread and all your veggies and your apples. And then there's another pop-up farmers market in Kearney Mesa on Saturday and Sunday with a secret address. So I'll send you guys the address and I'll make sure to, if you want it and you're listening to this, just send me a DM and I'll send you the address as well. So with that, there is actually so much access to fresh food. And I think the problem is that a lot of these organic farmers don't have the proper certifications or whatever to sell at grocery stores in that way. And so that's why they're struggling so hard with the farmers markets being closed, because they can't sell at the grocery store. So that's just a cool way to get your vitamin A and your
Perfect.
vitamin C
Yeah. Well,
too.
if that's the case, then I would definitely recommend that your audience and whoever's listening to this
Okay.
do that, because food
Okay.
source is always best.
Okay.
Always best.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. That's really good info. Thank you so much for that. I think that it can feel really overwhelming to be like, there's so many tips out there. There's so many supplementations that people are talking about. There's so much you can do, blah, blah, blah. But I think what can be really helpful is just like a really simple, streamlined process. Like breathe more, stress less, get vitamin A and C. And what was the last one?
Oh, apple cider vinegar.
And boost your stomach acid. 5
Mhm.
things. 5 things. And we can all do that every single day, no problem. So I'll make sure to write that down in the show notes, because that's so key. Oh, I love you guys so much. So, okay, let's get into breathing. I'm going to let you guys take the floor on this one. I'm so excited. I personally could really use this right now. But we're going to guide you. I'm not going to. They're going to guide you through just a little meditation with some breath work to kind of get rid of all that stress we've been talking about.
Perfect. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So you can just have anybody that's listening find a comfortable, seated position. You can either be seated or lying down. We'll be guiding you through a grounding meditation over the next few minutes, and we're really going to be focusing on releasing any stress, fear, anxiety about the current situation, and really welcoming in ease as well as peace into our life, because we deserve that. Mm-hmm. We totally deserve that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you found a comfortable position, I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. Just start by tuning into your breath, becoming more aware of your inhales, your exhales. Notice if your breath is deep or shallow. Is it fast or is it slow? Are you breathing into your belly? Are you breathing into your chest? Start to notice all the muscles that you're using to breathe in and to breathe out. Just noticing, just being aware of each inhale and each exhale. Now take your right hand, place it onto your belly for me, and your left hand and place it onto your chest.
Take a deep breath in through your nose. And big open mouth, sigh it out. Good. A couple more like that. Deep breath in through your nose. Fill up. On the exhale, sigh it out. Begin to relax your forehead, the space between your eyebrows, your cheeks, your jaw. Just relax your face. Another deep breath in. And let it go. This time, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Relax your chest and your abdomen. Let's take one more like that. Deep breath in. And sigh it out. On this exhale, relaxing, softening the hips all the way down your legs, down to your toes. Continue to keep the hands on the belly and the chest. If at any point you want to modify, you can always rest the palms onto your knees, palms facing down to ground. Bring your awareness down to your sit bones, to the base of your spine. And begin to imagine a bunch of tiny little roots growing from your sit bones, the base of your spine, growing out and rooting you down into the earth, just like a tree. Imagine those roots getting longer and longer, extending farther and farther to the center of the earth, rooting and anchoring you down. Continue just to soften your body, relax, notice where you're holding any tension. On your next breath in, breathe in. Imagine breathing in from these roots. Breathe in through the base of the spine, all the way up through the neck to the crown of the head. Exhale, send your breath all the way down your spine, down through the sit bones, through the roots. So do this a few more times. Breathe in from the roots, from the earth, all the way up through the crown of the head towards the sky. Exhale, send your breath down towards the earth. Another breath in. Breathe in from the earth, breathing in that loving energy all the way up through to the sky. Exhale, releasing any fear, any stress. Send it down through the roots. Breathe in. Breathing in gratitude from the earth. Exhale, sending down any worry, any anxiety. Send it out through the roots. Deep breath in. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Send it all the way into the earth. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4 towards the sky. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice long exhales into the earth. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into the earth, and continue for a few more rounds on your own. Breathing in for 4, exhale for 6. Don't worry too much about the count. Just focus on making your exhales nice and long. Breathing in support from the earth, breathing in safety, and breathing out any panic, any emotions or energy that is not yours. Imagining the earth composting it. So every exhale, just releasing anything from your body, imagining the earth as one big compost, taking away anything that is not serving you right now in this moment. Just a few more rounds. Anytime that your mind wanders, just come back to your breath, letting go, shedding anything into the earth. And as you breathe in, just breathing in trust, safety, love, support. Whatever it is that you need, breathe it up through the earth into your body. Take one more round. Just complete the round that you're on and exhale fully. Releasing any overwhelming thoughts, letting it go. Then begin to return to normal breath.
Take your hands, the one that's on your belly and chest, and extend them out, up over your head, palms facing out, extending them like branches from the roots all the way up, feeling love, sending love, support, and gratitude just to whoever needs it right now. Our hands are extensions of our hearts. So send that love to a family member, a friend, a grandparent, a child, a coworker, maybe a cashier at the grocery store, or even your mailman. Just send that love all the way out through your fingertips, just feeling that energy flowing from the roots all the way up your hands like branches, sending that energy all the way out, sending it to whoever you want. Take a deep breath in, filling up your belly, your chest, all the way up. Biggest breath you've taken all day. And on the exhale, bring your hands back down, 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 down towards your heart space, stacking one on top of the other. Now, that love, that gratitude that you sent out from those branches, I want you to give that to yourself right now, because you deserve it too. Send some love, some gratitude, compassion right back to you. And take a moment just to feel your heartbeat, your heart beating just for you.
Let's end with one big round of breath. Empty out fully first. Empty everything out through the mouth. Take one last deep breath in. Breathe into your heart space. Fill up, fill up, fill up. And open mouth exhale. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And slowly, whenever you're ready, bringing a gentle smile to your face, you can open your eyes. Take a moment to notice how you feel right now. I feel a little bit different than when we first started a few minutes ago.
Well, I just can't stop smiling. That was amazing. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, that was very needed. I could just, I like the roots analogy. You know, I think right now we're all being called to get rooted, right? In our space, in our home, with our families, in our beliefs. And that really resonated, right? So, yeah. So to those listening, that was great. I kind of forgot we were recording a podcast. I was like, oh, this is just for me. Amazing. But, use this. I'll put the exact time that the meditation starts, or maybe I'll separate it and add it separately too, so that you can go back and just do this meditation whenever you're feeling out of control of your thoughts. You're scrolling, you're stuck in the scroll, you need to get out of the scroll. Or having any stressful situations with anything. I think this is such a good way to come back to like love, right? And to come back to what really matters, what's really important. And that was it. Thank you guys. If you want to work with Cory and Jessica and do more of this type of work, they are offering so many online amazingnesses that you can get involved in. I know I'll be there. So explain what you guys are doing, because you can do it better than me.
Sure. Yeah, so there's lots of things that are shifting, and so we're creating a lot of things currently. We will be offering a global healing breathwork workshop. So what we just did was a very relaxing meditation. Mm-hmm. We teach a breath practice that is very transformational and very deep. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to be offering this online to everyone in the world, because we all need this right now. It's going to be coming in the next few weeks.
Okay.
very soon. So that's coming up. We also offer private sessions, and
Okay.
our sessions are going to be online right now. So all of this can be found at thehealingcouple.com. And I would check back over the coming days to find out more about what's to come.
Yeah.
And also an easy way to stay in touch with us is on Instagram, and we're updating that very often as well. So we're at @thehealingcouple_. So that's another great way to stay in touch about what's coming.
Cool. I'm so excited. You guys are so amazing, such a light. I'm so glad you both exist in this world. And now you exist in my life, which is great. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Do you have any like final words for our listeners?
Got anything coming through?
Just breathe.
Yeah.
Just breathe. I know it can feel like a lonely time. Some people have reached out to us saying that they feel really lonely. They feel really isolated and disconnected. And just to know that you're not in this alone. We're dealing with this on a global level.
Mm-hmm.
So however you're feeling, just breathe, and also reach out to us, to Bailey, to the people that are in your life. This is a really beautiful time to connect. And we were talking yesterday, like, okay, what are some of the things that have really been helping us over the last few weeks? And for me, a big thing, and for both of us, is connection. And just reaching out to people more, like sending people like voice messages, sending people video texts, get on FaceTime, get on Zoom, just reach out so that you can still feel that connection. And we all need that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually talking to somebody yesterday. He was same thing, feeling really lonely, like lives with roommates, but wasn't like resonating with staying inside with them. And he's like, man, I just wish I had a dog or like a companion. And so this is kind of like random and off topic, but so many shelters and humane societies are like desperately needing people to foster dogs right now because people can't come into the shelter and volunteer. And so if you're feeling like you need companion or you want to help out another situation, there's a lot of dogs that are like on the list to be euthanized. But if they just like had someone, and not for any reason other than there's just no room or supplies for them. So if you are feeling lonely, if you're feeling like you need something extra, you need to focus on something other than yourself, you could foster a dog for a few weeks or a month or something like that, and then get it adopted. And that's just an option to like bring some love into your life. Cause I know having my dog is like so helpful, So yeah.
That's really sweet. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
I know.
Yeah.
I've always been wanting to get a dog. So,
Now's the time. That's the cool thing about fostering though, is you're not like fully committing. You're just being like, hey, you can come into our home. Even if you get a small dog or whatever, you can just be like, hey, like we want to help you and we'll get you adopted when the time is right. And I used to foster dogs actually. So it's really nice because you can kind of like see them soften, from going from shelter to home, you can see them soften and their true personalities come out, and it's sweet. So yeah, if you guys have been thinking about it, now may be the time.
You're gonna be very busy with breathwork.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jess's face is priceless right now. The side eye. She's like, hell no. Oh my God.
All right, any last words, Cory?
Just to laugh. I mean, seriously, laughter is the best medicine, And if you notice that you're getting really uptight and stressed and anxious, like go listen to a comedy special. Like go on Spotify. There's a ton of hilarious things going on right now.
Yeah, totally. I love that.
What you want. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you. Make fun of yourself. Don't take everything so seriously. Because I think in the big picture of things, this is just going to be a blimp in history, and like big picture, like everything will just unfold how it needs to. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for coming on again so soon. So good to have you.
For having us.
I'm sure I'll see you soon, and stay safe out there.
Mm-hmm. Stay safe, be well. Sending everybody so much love right now.
Thank you guys.
Mm-hmm.